In the town of Misato, nestled in Saitama Prefecture, a young spirit named Furuta began her journey. Alongside her parents, older brother, and a younger sibling, she crafted her life's narrative. In her teenage years, she walked the halls of Yashio Minami High School, dedicating her after-school hours to a plastic molding factory since October 1988. Her drive, saving up for an upcoming adventure after graduation. Additionally, Furuta embraced a role at an electronics emporium, a place where her post-graduation path was poised to unfold. Within the school walls, Furuta was a radiant presence, admired by peers for her academic prowess and rare class abscesses. She effortlessly wore the crown of popularity, her grace and allure making her a contender for an aspiring idol singer. The fateful eve of her abduction held a simple wish: to return home and catch the final episode of the television series Tombo. As the narrative unfolds, four teenage figures emerge as the orchestrators: Hiroshi Miyano, 18 years old, Cho Ogura, 17 years old, Shinji Minato, 16 years old, and Yasushi Watanabe, 17 years old, known within the court documents as A, B, C, and T, respectively. At the helm of this operation stood Miyano, the mastermind, with a trail of misdemeanors stretching back to his early school days. He painted a canvas of trouble, from shoplifting strokes to the smears of school property damage. After enrolling in a private Tokyo high school in 1986, he swiftly dropped that chapter a year later. Yet the ink of his crimes flowed unrestrained, each one bolder than the last. Amidst it all, his days were shared with a partner, the elder sibling of boy D, Yasushi Watanabe. His occupation as a tile artisan aimed to pave a future with his beloved, yet satisfaction brewed. Miyano's journey took him down a darker alley, entangling him with forces that thrived on chaos, leading to a series of disheartening choices. During the fall of 1988, the world seemed to shudder as Miyano and Minato embarked on a path shrouded in darkness. Their intent was sinister: to prey upon the vulnerability of local women, robbing them of their dignity and safety. One evening, at around 8:30 p.m., their eyes fell upon Furuta, pedaling her way home after a work shift. Following Miyano's instructions, Minato ruthlessly knocked her off her bicycle and disappeared into the shadows. Miyano, cunningly camouflaging his intentions, approached Furuta under the guise of being a chance protector, offering to guide her to safety. As trust was forged, he betrayed it in the cruelest of ways, assaulting her in a warehouse and then again in a nearby hotel, a chilling promise of death hanging in the air. From the confines of that hotel room, Miyano reached out to Minato and their accomplices, Ogura and Watanabe, painting a grotesque picture of their actions. Ogura seemingly advocated for her captivity, an unspeakable suggestion that would lead to even darker horrors. The group's past bore witness to a history of darkness, with an unsettling pattern of gang rape, the previous abduction and assault of another girl. Around the hour of 3 a.m., a new chapter in this twisted tale unfolded. Miyano guided Furuta to a park where Minato, Ogura, and Watanabe loomed, like shadows waiting for their moment. Armed with knowledge extracted from her backpack, they held her captive, threatening her family's safety through twisted Yakuza connections. Their power was overwhelming, and Furuta found herself dragged in a house within Ayase district of Adachi, a house that would soon become synonymous with their heinous crimes. This house, owned by Minato's family, transformed into the epicenter of their darkness, a place where unspeakable acts of violence found refuge. By November 27th, panic rippled through Furuta's home as her parents reported her absence to the authorities. The captors enacted a sinister charade, coercing her into contacting her mother multiple times, waving a tale of a voluntary escape into safety. Forces unseen drove her to silence the police investigations, and amidst the sinister backdrop, Minato's parents unwittingly became part of the scheme, with Furuta forced to play the role of his girlfriend in their presence. This ruse would be abandoned when it became clear that the truth would remain veiled, a truth born out of fear and escalating violence. November 28 marked yet another chilling chapter as two more individuals were drawn into this web of darkness, Tetsuo Nakamura and Koichi Ihara. The room they entered held not only Furuta but also a stolen long-sleeved t-shirt and a skirt worn by her in an attempt to retain a fragment of her former self. The night unfolded in an eerie haze, with simulated highs and hidden intentions. In an attempt to escape, Furuta's voice pierced the night, a scream of pure terror. The ensuing chaos saw her restrained, a pillow over her face, a symphony of pain playing out in silence. Even the parents, awakened by the commotion, were deceived, reassured by Minato's hushed lies. The ritual continued, a symphony of torment that left Furuta suspended between consciousness and the abyss. Weeks stretched into a grim eternity within the walls of Minato residence. Furuta became a canvas of suffering, a victim of repeated brutality, physical and emotional. The darkness beckoned others, men and boys alike, to join in the mockery, a nightmarish carnival that defied all sense of humanity. Their depravity knew no bounds. Objects were wielded as weapons of humiliation and pain, violating her in ways that words cannot describe. There was no respite, as her body bore marks of their malevolence. Her spirit, a flickering candle in a storm, faced the harshest of tests. The physical scars mirrored the emotional ones, and by the end of December, her strength was sapped. Malnourished, tormented, and haunted, Furuta was reduced to the shadow of her former self, a prisoner in her own body, confined to a room of despair. The horrors endured by Furuta left an indelible mark. Her visage was unrecognizable, a canvas painted with suffering. Her very being was shattered, emitting a scent of decay that even turned away those who reveled in her misery. The darkness within them drove them to new depths, a wild act perpetrated upon another innocent soul, another chapter in their malevolent saga. In the chilling dawn of January 4th, 1989, a storm of emotions gripped Miyano, fueled by a loss in a game of mahjong the night prior. His rage found a horrifying outlet in Furuta's direction. With the cruelty of a twisted symphony, he drenched her in a lighter fluid, igniting a living nightmare as flames consumed her body. In the face of agony, Furuta fought valiantly to extinguish the fire, but her strength gradually waned, her spirit slipping away. Their torment escalated, punches falling like raindrops, the burn of hot wax branding her skin, candles turning her eyelids into prisons, and degradation reaching new lows as she was forced to drink her own urine. One final kick sent her crashing into a stereo, the world around her spiraling into convulsions. Amidst the chaos, they masked their hands with plastic bags, hiding their identities as they delivered blows, a weighted iron ball mercilessly crashing upon her again and again. For 2 excruciating hours, they were architects of pain. In the end, Furuta succumbed, her body broken, her spirit at rest. Less than a day after her life was extinguished, a phone call heralded the news of Furuta's fate to Minato's brother. Fear etched into their hearts. They sought to evade the label of murderers. Her body, wrapped in blankets, found solace within a travel bag, her form encased in wet concrete. The darkness that had defined her final days was buried, literally and metaphorically, within a 55 US gallon drum, discarded within the heart of Tokyo, an unforgiving finale to a life filled with pain and torment. Amidst the horrors, there remained a curious detail: the longing to watch the final episode of Tobo had lingered within Furuta's words. Miyano, in a chilling twist, retrieved the episode and placed it within the bag that held her remains, not a gesture of compassion, but a haunting manifestation of his own fears. He didn't want her to return, a ghost of the darkness that had consumed her, haunting his every moment. As time continued to wave its tapestry, the threads of their malevolence began to unravel. January 23rd, 1989 saw the first thread snap as Miyano and Ogura were apprehended for the rape of a 19-year-old girl abducted in December. The web of deception tightened as, under the pressure of interrogation, Miyano's facade cracked. Thinking Ogura had revealed the truth, Miyano's words guided the authorities to where Furuta's remains lay hidden. A macabre dance of justice played out as the police encountered confusion, the details of another unsolved crime clouding the truth they sought. The drum containing Furuta's body was found, her identity restored through fingerprints. In a grim twist, April 1st, 1989 saw Ogura rearrested for her murder, a somber reminder of the depths humanity can sink to. Murder. In the intricate dance of justice, the identities of the accused remained cloaked in secrecy, guarded by the court as they navigated the darkness of their juvenile past, yet determined to uncover the truth. Journalists from the Shukan Bunshun magazine unveiled their names, shattered in the veil of anonymity. The gravity of their crime defied protection, the world needing to see their faces. All four defendants, in a twist that whispered of remorse, pled guilty to a charge of committing bodily injury that resulted in death, a chilling alternative to the word murder. As the gavel struck, fate was woven. In July 1990, Miyano, the orchestrator of the darkness, found himself within prison walls, a sentence of 17 years etched into his future. He dared to challenge his fate, but the scales of justice remained unmoved. An additional 3 years added by Tokyo High Court Judge Ruji Yanase. A 20-year sentence, the second longest in Japan short of life imprisonment, became his destiny. He was merely 18 when Furuta's life was extinguished. Minato, on the other hand, was released into the world seeking solace in his mother's home. However, his journey spiraled into darkness again in 2018 as he faced arrest for attempted murder, the echoes of his past refusing to fade away. In a tapestry of lives entwined, Watanabe's fate took a new form. His sentence was 3 to 4 years, was upgraded to 5 to 7. A young 17-year-old at the time, his actions forever etched into his being. For Ogura, the walls of his juvenile prison held him for 8 years, releasing him into the world in August 1999. A curious twist found him adopting a new family name. Perhaps an attempt to redefine himself, yet the shadows of his past clung to him, his post resonating in the void of his actions. Life, as it often does, delivered Ogura the taste of his own darkness. In 2004, he faced arrest yet again, this time for assaulting another soul. The echoes of his previous acts manifested, this time against Takatoshi Sono. Threats of murder and a chilling ride through a night of pain cast a long shadow over his life. Behind bars once more, he faced the consequences of his actions, the cycle unending. In the pages of time, Minato's narrative shifted. His sentence of 4 to 6 years was transformed upon appeal, rewritten to 5 to 9 by Judge Ruji Yanase. At 16, he bore the weight of his actions, a weight he could never shake. Yet, in a twist of fate, his parents and brother escaped the clutches of justice. Amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope emerged from the heartache of Furuta's parents. In a court of law, justice was found. A civil suit against Minato's parents held weight, a sliver of solace, a semblance of justice. In the face of immeasurable loss, and in a somber twist, Miyano's mother paid for the sins of her son, offering 50 million yen or $370,000 in compensation, a hollow transaction for the backdrop of darkness. And as the curtains fell on this chapter, Furuta's memory lived on, a testament to a life tragically extinguished. Her funeral on April 2nd, 1989 was a moment of profound grief. Her friends' words echoing in the hearts of those left behind. Yun-chan, welcome back. We never imagined it would be like this. The pain you endured, the suffering you faced. The school festival happy looked beautiful on you. You are etched in our hearts forever. You received your graduation certificate from the principal, a bittersweet tribute to a shared journey. Yun-chan, rest now, for the pain is no more, the suffering at an end. In the wake of her absence, her dreams were not forgotten. Her intended future employer presented her parents with the uniform she would have worn, a poignant symbol of the path she would have never tread. Her graduation, a testament to her spirit, was a moment frozen in time. Her parents receiving her diploma, a mark of her strength. The place where she was found has since transformed, a park now standing where the darkness once reigned. Life moved forward, leaving shadows behind. In the canvas of history, this tale served as a reflection of broader concerns. A world grappling with fears of violent crime, an American disease, as they called it. The story etched itself into multiple forms, woven into books, films, and art, a haunting reminder of the depths humanity can reach. And as the time marched on, the world saw her memory in a new light, a light to guide us through the darkness.